to 20, sometimes 30 minutes. And I had these two guys that somehow knew each other before and didn't say anything in chat, never let any of us know that they were angry at each other. But when they got in the game, um, they entered the first team fight. We all died except for me, I think it was. I was the only person that survived. And they won in 4 minutes. I didn't even know it was possible that you could win a game in 4 minutes, but they won in 4 minutes.
So
And
wait, they were teammates or they played against each other?
no, like they were on my team and we lost in 4 minutes. 4 minutes and 33 seconds to be
That is
exact.
insane.
On HOTS,
That
which is insane. But and at the very end of the game when they're hitting the like tower and it's about to blow up, the one guy's like, F you, Gazlo. So I guess the Gazlo player, they had previous history, and they were like, "We're giving you a loss, buddy." So I took an L for something that I had nothing to do with, and I raged. I was pretty angry about it. I was heated. I was like, and then I lost the next game after that. You know, those are that's the tilt. That's the moment when you're playing a game and you just lose your mental because you're just like, this is so dumb. Why? Why am I playing this game with people that are this bad?
Did you smash your keyboard afterwards?
And I thought about it.
Did you smash your bros?
I started yelling. I started screaming. The cat looked at me kind of strange. Like, bro, you okay?
Your home school filter was turned off.
Uh-huh.
Mine?
And then I realized then I realized that the window was open and that somebody could very well be hearing me. And I was like, you know, I should probably shut up.
And then the cops showed up.
Before I get in more trouble. But the time that I had broken something by raging, I broke my first set of Turtle Beaches, which were awesome. They were $89. One of the best sets of Turtle Beaches I've ever had. And I played like 3 years of Call of Duty and never had an issue. And one day when I was living in a town where we had no internet, I decided, you know, this is a good idea. I'm going to get on to my Xbox 360 and I'm going to play veteran mode on Call of Duty 4 because I just want to say that I beat it all the way through veteran mode. And I'm like doing fine, whatever. You know, you die a lot because how quickly you die. And I get to the second to final mission. And you get to this part in the mission where there is a tunnel. There's two directions, left. Everybody who's played this game knows what I'm talking about, by the way. Left and right and forward, but you can't go forward because there's like stuff in the way, but the bullets can go over the stuff, right? So like they can shoot at you while you're going forward. And you have to dip left or right. And then there's dudes that are aimed down those hallways too. And you have to kill both of them. The one that's to the left and to the right. And if you don't kill one and then kill the other quick enough, you die. I swear to God, I died. Like, I spent 50 something minutes trying to beat this mission and just getting killed over and over. Same spot. And I'm like, I have a good aim, you know, I'm a pretty good Call of Duty player. And I was so mad that I took my headset and I had a bed and I threw it on the bed and it snapped one of the headpieces off. And that made me even more angry.
It didn't cheer you up?
No, I was so heated. And I was like, I can't believe I just did this. I'm such an idiot. Like, why did I get mad? And then like 15 minutes later, I finally beat it because I did not quit. Just because I broke my headphones.
Without any sound.
Did you beat Mile High Club though?
Came close, but no, I actually never beat it because it just that made me even more angry, and I tried to do that after the one thing.
Sometimes you gotta walk away.
All right, so Seth, had you ever beaten COD 4 on veteran? No. All right, so as the only talking guy that's beat that game on the hardest difficulty,
I just told you I did beat it.
No, you said you hadn't beaten Mile High Club.
I beat Mile High Club, but there's a difference between beating Mile High Club and getting the achievement, which is what I thought you were talking about. You have to beat it in order to. You have to beat it in order to complete the game.
No,
It's
you don't
part of.
have to beat it on veteran though. I'm saying, did you beat the final mission on veteran difficulty?
Thought so, but maybe I haven't. I don't know. Anyways, tell us about your experience. I can't remember. I guess we could go look up my Xbox Live gamer
Well,
thing,
let's
and we
let's
could
do that
find
real
out.
quick.
Yeah, give us like 28 minutes. I gotta
20
hook it up.
minutes.
It's gonna be a
Update it.
little update it. Who knows how long that's gonna take? Um, See if it even works because it's been so long since I turned it on. Last time was Apex during the holiday event, Seth. That's the last time I've turned it on.
Your Xbox One?
Yeah,
Oh, my Xbox One hasn't been on since I bought my computer.
basically.
No, I mean 100%. I put it in a box and have not seen it since.
Yeah. So, what was your experience like? Because I know that it was pretty tilting playing that.
All right, so the thing with the Mile High Club, because that's the achievement you get for beating it on veteran,
That is not how you
is
get a part of the Mile High Club.
Yeah. By the way, just FYI.
Yeah.
okay. Well, that's what the
And
achievement
being
is
the
called.
only person in the talking guys in the sorry.
Yeah, being the only person in the talking guys that's joined that
Prestigious
club.
reputable and prestigious group of human beings that live on this earth,
Mostly made of men.
mostly made of men and women
well,
because it takes two to tango.
I mean, but it doesn't always have to be women involved or men. You can get in the club by cheating, okay? Because part of the hardest part about it is,
The hardest part. Uh-huh.
no, but it's getting a guy and a girl into the restroom and an airplane. But two girls or two guys, people will just be kind of like, okay, like it's easier that way. I mean, just giving people a cheat. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, I do not post 9/11. You're out of your mind if they're letting two dudes in a bathroom together. Don't care what it is.
I
They're
mean,
not.
sometimes you just have to, act a little flamboyant. It'll be okay.
And you might be right about girls being able to pull a sly one.
Yeah, I mean, girls always go to the restroom together. It's a rule, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to know the
it's a
rules,
code
but
they
I
have,
think
I
it's a
think.
rule.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
code. Yeah.
It's a code. I can't remember where it was, but gosh, I do not remember how this happened. But somehow, maybe I was cleaning a bathroom, or maybe I just went into the wrong bathroom, but like nobody was in the bathroom, right? But I walked into this bathroom, could not believe my eyes. Men
10
are
million
getting
fireflies.
men are getting shafted every day. They had
That does happen.
couches, mirrors,
Most,
the whole
most
9 yards,
restrooms have
and
mirrors.
stalls. There was no urinals. They all got their private space to
shit,
go
dude.
to the bathroom. Okay? And you go into a men's room and, there's toilet paper on the floor, pee everywhere.
Okay.
Sometimes other
I'm going to have to
things on
stop
the
you there. I have been working in retail for 8 years now.
Okay.
I have cleaned many restrooms. And, I mean, granted, both get dirty. But more consistently, it is the women's restroom that gets more gross. Like, it is gross. I'm just saying that. No, I have cleaned way more than you have, so shut up. Like,
Debatable,
it
man.
is the women's is more consistently gross. The men's will get worse, but the women's are consistently gross.
It's Patrick. I'm going to give you an either or. Would you prefer having a slightly dirtier bathroom and not having to wait in line, or having a cleaner bathroom and having to wait in line forever?
Forever?
That's usually what happens, because the women's restroom always has a line of like 15, 20 girls out the door, and the guys just come in and out of the guys' bathroom. No.
To
no
be
wait
honest
time.
with you, it depends on what needs to be done. If I'm just going in there to pee and that's it, I could not care.
You don't mind waiting in line.
As long as they no, I'll go into a dirty bathroom as long as it has soap and towels to wipe my hands off with. That's all that
Yeah,
matters.
it's like, I mean, you're wearing shoes,
But
right?
like, yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah, yeah. No shirt, no shoes, no service, bro. That's my motto for life. Even if they don't post it on the door, I'm not going anywhere without my shirt and shoes on. I'm sorry. And that's a verbal stab at somebody because they got thrown out of a theater for it. Anyways, uh you remember that?
No, I don't remember that at all. Most embarrassing moment of my life. I don't know.
It's so funny. Uh, and then another time our buddy didn't have his ID, was it? That was Justin, and we would try to go to an
Yeah.
R-rated movie, and they wouldn't let him in, and we're like, all right, well, I guess we're not going. Like,
Dude looks,
really, bro? You're
dude.
gonna go to an
I feel
R-rated
like
movie?
I feel like he looked older than us, and we all were like 19 or whatever, and wouldn't let him in.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
stupid.
And it's an R-rated movie. It's not like you're selling tobacco or alcohol where you can get fined for it. It's just whatever. Like there's no repercussions for letting somebody in
movie
an
was it?
R-rated movie. Dude, this was like 10 years ago. I've seen 3 movies since then, so I can't remember.
Okay, quick question for each of you. You've only got 10 seconds to think about it, and then you have to answer it. What's a movie that you went to see, but you knew you couldn't see, so you lied and bought a different ticket, and then snuck in and actually successfully watched it? Go.
Never.
Never.
You guys
I've
are
never done
such-
that.
You're
I'm
you're
serious.
liars. You're full.
No,
10 seconds.
I swear I have never done it. Like
Patrick, I'm being
someone
completely
would
honest.
always just buy me a ticket or I'd just go in. Like I literally at 17, 18 could walk into a bar and drink. Like I had to do it after work, but it happened many times. So I had to be like, covered in dirt and landscaping clothes. But they let me in at night.
Was that?
I've never been ID'd for a movie.
Really?
Ever.
I've
No.
been ID'd, but I've always been of age or someone else.
Yeah, I've been ID'd, but it's always been of age, and I've actually wow. So you really haven't done this?
No.
Well, I have. I have because I went with some friends that I will not name, just in case their parents happen to. No, I'm just kidding.
They might get grounded now.
I went with of all people, you would think that this happened. Andrew and Jeremy Shepler, and Jeremy at the time was 16, and he looks like a little baby boy. And there was no way we could go and see Zombieland
Freaking Jer Bear.
in there because they ID'd all of us. And so instead, we went and chose some random PG-13 movie and then walked straight into the theater. They never came and checked us. Laughed. Greatest movie ever to see.
Don't care. Zombieland was wonderful. So.
Yeah, it was so good in theaters because this is when it first came out. Everybody was laughing. So funny. It was
Yeah,
like good vibes.
This is my thing. So the reason I never been carded is because I had never attempted to enter the R-rated movies when they were in theaters because I knew I'd probably get carded. And I didn't have any kind of fake identification card.
What is
I never had one. That's like a rectangle.
I mean, okay, fine.
That's like a square.
Yeah, you're a square.
I am a square. Now this is what I did. So I had a look.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So I didn't have fake ID, and instead of risking it and wasting my time driving over to a theater and then getting sent away, I would wait till it could come out on DVD, and I'd go to my local Blockbuster where they didn't give any shits, and I would rent it on DVD, and then just watch it at home.
What is Blockbuster? Is that what you said? Blockbuster?
Yeah, what is that?
What is that?
Yeah.
You're too young.
Oh, okay. Sounds lame.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's an adult store or something. I don't know.
It is. Yeah, that's right.
Blockbuster.
That's where I bought all
It's
my.
either an
my
adult
DVDs.
store or some sort of construction site type deal, like a hardware store maybe.
Or it could be a karate place.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Like a dojo?
Yeah. I know,
Yeah.
a karate place.
Yeah, and so
You
when I
you
was
saw
old enough,
Karate Kid and then you were like, I'm gonna go to Blockbuster. I
Yeah.
get
when
it.
I was
That's
old
cute.
enough, I still didn't get carded at the theaters.
Really? I
I
find
don't
that hard to
I
believe
think
because I've been
the
carded many
Mansfield
times.
Theater is the only theater that will card you.
Yeah,
Except like Movie Tavern if you order alcohol.
But see, if I
that's
were to
true.
go see it with, I was always accompanied with like an older cousin. Usually,
I was the older
if I
cousin.
was going
Okay.
to, oh, okay. Well, I don't remember you being there, but all right.
I was the older cousin, so I couldn't bring an older cousin.
Mm, yeah. So, I've been ID before for alcohol, but yeah, never for a movie.
Well, that's just lame.
I think
Yeah.
I'm
ID for a
disappointed.
movie is lame. If I want to see this and have nightmares, let me see it and have nightmares. Like,
I think it has more to do with the facial hair though, because I've had
they
this
don't let
for
you watch it because of facial hair. Kind of
no, I
stupid.
mean that I had this when I was younger, and so
I too had
I
a
guess
case
they
when
just
I was
assumed I
younger.
was old enough, and so I was old enough, but they'd seen that there's no
It's
point in
it's
IDing.
it's like Alex Johnson. Like, yeah, he straight up always had that beard, the hairy chest. He would come in after work in those lawn crews, be covered in grass, his shirt unbuttoned to where you could see some of the hair growing on his chest, and they would literally never card him. And he
Yeah,
was like 18.
him, and
It
Tony
was
went
so
for beers
stupid.
all the time after work.
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy.
So it was actually funny story. Didn't actually happen. I'm making this up right about now. Me and Alex went to a pool hall constantly. Um, underage, we get in there, drink the night away, play some pool, leave. We did that pretty constantly, like not every week, but like maybe every other week, a couple times a month. We did that. Then we went in for his 21st birthday, and same girl that was there all the time checking IDs, and he looks at it. He's like, "It's my 21st birthday." And she like looks at it and like just gives him his death glare. It was super funny because we've been going there for like over a year.
Yeah, because to add on to that, the way or the one that I'm thinking of that he did this with, Alex had a coworker that he worked with where he was a prep chef named Pedro, older guy,
Vote for
and,
Pedro.
he basically convinced them that Pedro was his father, and they would go out and drink, and he'd be like, "I can't drink," you know. And then one day, like the second or third time they went, Pedro's like, buy my son a drink. It's his 21st birthday. They never ID'd him, right? So they're like, okay, right. So he would just go in there and they would remember him because they made it so memorable that this guy, it was his 21st birthday and he went there and drank his first drink. So they just like never ID'd him after that. They thought he was 21. And then Pedro didn't
Love it.
come with them. It didn't matter.
Love it.
They would still just like not ID him. I'm like, the things this dude went
You've
to
got
get
to do what
alcohol.
you got to do. Like, I mean,
Hey,
it was
respect.
we did all of our partying before the age of 21, so we had to get creative. Like,
That's true.
Yeah, once you turned 21, though, did you lose any interest in just
Yes.
going out to? 'Cause it's like at that point
that's
you're
a
just
hard
like,
question for me.
I can do it, right? So it's like, what else is there now?
I feel like there's
When-
phases. I went through phases still where I would
when I
randomly be
turned
like,
20,
yeah.
21, I started a overnight job. It pretty much ruined my nightlife. So it was just I didn't have the ability, but I don't know. I probably would have kept going because I still had friends who were out drinking and partying, but I had to be a responsible person trying to pay them bills, get through college,
Yeah,
all that
but
fun stuff.
we definitely stopped going to like parties where there was like tons of people there
Well,
and people drinking all over the place until like crazy times at night. But I mean, I've definitely gone through phases since 21 where like me and Seth for like 6 months straight used to go drinking at this bar that was right by our house all the time and hung out with half the people there and went drinking with them at other places because they couldn't drink at the place that they worked. so we would go other places. So we've been through phases still, but it's not necessarily the same thing anymore where like you go to like party and get wasted. It's
See,
more just like social drinking.
I think
But I would
maybe
still call
part of
that
it
being
was
drinking.
we would buy like 24 packs or whatever, and
Mhm.
they're not that expensive. Or maybe I just had more. Well, I didn't have more money, but I had less bills. So, but it never affected me. Like the amount we partied and drank never affected me financially. But then now it's just like when I go and I run up a tab, I'm just like, damn, do you know how much work I have to do to pay for that? Like,
Yeah, this is it's the thing is you when you get older and you have more responsibilities and you are paying more and more and more out of each paycheck towards bills, um, rent, utilities, whatever it is, right? Something that is a necessity, but it's not something that you are, you know, willingly parting ways with happily, right? So you have to determine one, if it's worth it, and then two, if it is worth it, okay, how many hours of work does this cost? And you start breaking it down. Okay, well, I make this much per hour. This costs this much. Okay, that's 2 hours of work. Is this now worth 2 hours of my time working to pay for this?
yeah,
And
And
yeah,
the
it's
answer is
and,
always yes.
yeah. And
always,
I was
always.
also the type who like I never called out because in my head, okay, so I never called out as an hourly person. Now that I'm salary, like I don't show
Oh
up. It
my
doesn't
god,
matter.
screw you,
Um,
dude.
but
Sick of it
like
already.
as an hourly person, like someone would be like, hey, just call out tonight. Let's go out and drink. I'm sitting there going, okay, so I lose this much money by not working, plus I spend this much money, and at the end of it, I'm just like, I'm just going to work.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you really start thinking, you're like, okay, I've got PTO, right? I can put in the system and cover this, maybe. But now I'm not getting the overtime. So it's like I can still make my 40 hours, but now I'm losing time and a half. That's the way I look at it, at least.
Yeah, because I
Um,
mean, it worked for that too. Because I got 47 and a half hours every week plus whatever extra I worked back then. So that 7.5 hours were definitely gone. Like I got paid for them, but they weren't in overtime or wages. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. So and it's just
See, and
you
I'm
know,
like so stingy with my PTO. Like I won't use it on anything. Swear to God. I'd rather
well,
take
see
a
my
no I would rather take a no pay than take a PTO
I
yeah my
like
big
anytime.
I
thing was last year I had a lot of PTO saved, but I had to take a leave of absence for a few months for the surgery I
Yeah.
had, and so all the PTO I had went because I was out almost 4 months. So
I remember that.
it ate all my PTO up. And so I was like, I'm building it back, right? But it's like, that was a lot that had been used. It's like, you usually get, what, like a couple of weeks of PTO pay, per year. Um, and then whenever you're gone 4 months, it's like, okay, well, I don't have 4 months saved because I've not been here 10 years. And a lot of companies nowadays, they have an allotment. So if you exceed so many accrued hours, right, they then pay you out at the beginning of the year, or when usually it's February because that's like the beginning of the like the fiscal year. Um, at least that's the way it works at my company. So
Yeah,
if
there's
you
a
have
lot of them that don't do that though.
yeah, if you have so many hours,
Sucks.
they pay out over, so you still get to keep so many. But I guess it's to prevent you from taking months at a time off and still getting paid.
yeah.
My old job did that.
My company's
Does not.
paid or not their vacation sick setup is just it's archaic. They've talked a
And
lot
it's
about fixing it, but have not done it yet. Hopefully, it'll come soon. But it is literally you get it's 1 or 2 weeks of sick time that you're only supposed to use for sick time, but then it's up to the general manager's discretion. So they generally, for most people, will just give it as extra vacation. And then you start with 2 weeks, and then it goes on from there. But you have from your hire date a year. So like, say you get hired June 6th, you have until the next June 6th to use it all. If you don't use it, it just resets back to the original number and you lose everything you didn't use.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
like
just,
last year I got screwed because my job wouldn't let me take vacation because I had to work every day. So by the time I actually got to use my vacation, I still had like 3 days left that I never even used that
I
just went to
lost
waste.
mine was a little bit different because I was on the different pay structure. I wasn't in field, I was on regional. And so I got legitimate PTO, but it didn't roll over or get paid out. But I got just X amount of hours that I could use for anything I wanted. But I ended up losing like 2.5 weeks because I didn't have any reason to take it last year because where am I going? No one's going anywhere. And so I just kept on working. And then I end up using like a week and a half of it at the very end because I'm like, oh shit, I have a month. And I have a
Use it or
month.
lose it.
I have a month and I have a month of vacation time. And you can't, we're not allowed to take it back to back like that. So I used like a week and a half in that month and lost the rest.
They don't pay you out.
Nope. That's something they're working on though. They have said it many times over, but where it'll be like whatever you don't use, you get paid out on.
See, I thought I was getting screwed, but I guess mine
Yeah,
is
ours is
at
bad.
least we're getting paid out, whatever the difference is.
Yeah, ours is bad, and and it's something that on the committee that like from the general manager committee, they have talked about it plenty. They've given like the company's given a new structure, and then said we're just going to work on the the logistics of it, and then it happened. All this COVID stuff and all that stuff where they're just like, well, now we're just focusing on surviving as a company and still figuring out what we're doing. So hopefully it'll come soon, but I'm not holding my breath.
Had y'all received COVID bonuses at all last year?
For a little bit.
Everyone got a pay increase from like what March to December. Oh.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, see, the thing is, they were telling us.
It was increasingly less the
Yeah,
longer it went on.
So
At first, it was a lot, then it was less, then it was
for an
less.
associate, it was like $3 an hour increase. Then it dropped to 2, and then it dropped to 1. Just as things started opening back up, like so, it wasn't as much of a.
Yeah, they'd given each of us X amount of dollars as a bonus, and I know certain similar companies were given wage increases. And the justification behind a lump sum for us was, well, if you add it together, this is what that would be if you'd worked, 40 hours times this times that. This is what it would equal to. My thought process is I'm always getting overtime. I would have preferred taking a wage increase because I would have gotten a lot
did a
more.
lump sum is to avoid it.
Yeah, because I would definitely take an advantage if I'd been given a temporary wage increase. I would have, because I work overtime as it is. I would have definitely taken advantage of that and probably gotten quite a bit more than
and that's
what
why
I had
they
received.
avoided it. Because what we did is we offered overtime too. Like it was people weren't taking up on it, but it was in there going, if I was hourly, I would be in that store every hour I possibly could. Like gonna make money while we can't go and spend it and make 2020 a profitable year. But everyone else is just like, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, and then it ended up being like all the co's and GMs had to work all these hours, and the co's won out because the GMs they gave us a weekly salary increase, right? But like for me, like I worked like astronomical hours last year. My buddy worked the same amount because him and his GM were running a store, and he was a co-manager, and he was getting like every week he was getting $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 weeks, and I was getting my measly 800 doing the same thing or working more than him. So I was pretty salty. I was like, "Stop telling me.
You were
I don't want to
salary,
know.
right?
I don't want to know how much money you're making, bro. Stop telling me. Like you're pissing me off telling me that. I just worked 74 hours and you made more money than me by like $400 this week.
Because you
Like
would
I
have gotten
hate you."
paid for like 45.
Yeah, because I just got paid straight 40 no matter what. No, like that's where they get you with salary. You have to be so careful.
It really is. It's
But
like
there's the other
all
end of the
the
spectrum too, where I work 30 hours
like my
this
dad.
week and I still get paid my money.
Yeah,
it's
like my dad,
you
where
have
he
all the
doesn't work
hourlies.
out, he doesn't work those crazy overtime hours, and he gets salaried, and so like he gets sick, and he just like gets paid ridiculous amount of money. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it really is.
no.
It really is the opposite. You've got all the salaried associates, right? That want the 40 hours and don't get it. And then you've got all of the hourly associates that want the 70 hours and only get the 40.
Yep.
That works. Even though I've never met,
Hey,
I don't think I've ever met an associate that wants 70 hours. Except for
no,
me as an associate. I was getting 60 hours a week as an associate. But I also couldn't pay my bills without that. Like,
there was an associate. Her name was Chris, and she worked so many hours that they basically told her she couldn't work anymore. Like they made her cut her hours because she was working like 70, 80 hours every week. And I said, see, that's what's wrong with the system, bro. You want to work your ass off, be there every day, show up for all these shifts. She was picking up shifts at other stores, all sorts of stuff. But they were
Well,
like,
the thing is,
you're
though,
you're over and overtime too much, blah 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 blah, and they get in trouble for it because of the government. So this poor girl who wants to work her butt off got screwed over,
I think
and
it's
and
more
I
the
think she
fact
ended up quitting like 2 months after that. She was like, I'm done because they
they
wouldn't
tell
let her work.
you they tell you that you're only given legally they're only allowed to give you so many hours of overtime, right? But I think the real reason is it's because of exhaustion and state laws. Because I know there are, and I think it varies. I don't have any data to back any of it up, but I would assume it varies by state that they say companies are not allowed to have employees work so many days in a row for so many hours because it could affect them. And if maybe maybe they work with like machinery, right, or
Well, yeah, yeah. Like
something
if
that
you
requires
drive
concentration
if
and
you
something
drive trucks
happens.
or heavy machinery, you
Yeah,
can't be fatigued or exhausted because you can kill people.
yeah.
So there definitely is that. But I do know, I'm sure I could look it up. Um, but I do know that I'm pretty sure it probably originated before Obama, but I know Obama was the first person that instated um basically that like if you work overtime, you are taking jobs from other people. Because if the company couldn't use you for overtime, they would hire somebody new to fill those hours for the work that needed to be done. So the government placed basically penalizations on companies if you reach past 60 hours. That's the line, that's the true line. If you work more than 60 hours as an hourly, you're taking a part-time job or another full-time job away from somebody, so
I don't
you
know if
get
you've seen my
penalized
company.
and taxed more for working more. That's why the more you work, the more you get taxed, because they try and decentivize you working too many hours because you're taking jobs from other
and
people
because they
by
want to
working
keep
too
you in
much.
poverty.
Yep. Keep you trapped in poverty for the rest of your life.
Yeah, as I say, I don't know if you've seen my company or not, but everyone's pretty much getting OT because there's a shortage.
Oh, I'm sure. You
Yeah,
work in retail, bro.
People getting paid them stimmy checks.
Yeah,
They
yep.
they don't want to
rich.
work.
They rich.
They rich, dude. You should see them dropping $200 on scratchers. They rich.
Wait, is
And
that is
then
that a is that like a term for shoe?
scratchers like scratch offs.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like a term for like
They're
shoes.
like,
I
and
can
they
turn this
lose all their
1400
money.
into 4 million. I just know it.
Oh no, it's so bad. I was literally telling somebody that today because he won $109 on scratch offs. And I was like, you gonna take that money or you getting more? And he's like, oh, I'm gonna take the money. I'm too smart for that. I'm like, oh, okay. 10 minutes later, came back in, bought $50 worth of scratch offs. So I was like, no, you're not. You're addicted. Okay.
Well, hey, the probability is if you were to spend the
No,
entire $1,400 on
no.
lottery tickets,
You,
You will
you're
lose your
guaranteed.
money.
No, you're guaranteed to at least win some money.
you will win some.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
won't.
yeah,
You
yeah,
will.
yeah.
You will break even. Odds are, like if you
Maybe.
buy an entire roll of scratch offs, you will probably break even. Like get an entire roll. You might get lucky and win a big one because this roll happened to have a big one in it. But more times than not, you will just come out even, if not down a little bit.
No,
Is this
it's
isn't
worse than
there
that. Go watch Mr. Beast's video. He bought $1 million of scratch offs and had his buddies all scratch off. And whatever they
Mr.
scratched off,
Beast.
I think they won the money or something like that, or he did something with the money that they scratched off. He spent $1 million and he only made like 540,000. So yeah, no.
Sucks.
I look at my numbers every day. I am telling you right now, the settlements. So that's people winning money compared to what they spend and everything is astronomically disgusting. They make a killing. They kill
I
off of it.
legitimately get annoyed when someone comes up to the register and asks for lotto or lottery. Because I'm like, you're being super irresponsible with your money in a time where money's important, and you're slowing down my damn line for being irresponsible. Because you're like, I want a number 6. Then you grab it, and they're like, I also would like a number 10. I'm like, you could have told me that 2 seconds ago. You go back and you grab it, and it's just, yeah, I hate it. I literally get annoyed, and when I start to see multiple in a row, I call somebody up to replace me because I'm starting to get annoyed. Like,
can I get a Power Millions and a Mega Ball? You're like, Jesus.
I'd read somewhere that if you were, it says, say you had enough money and you bought whatever it was, so the Powerball, right? So regardless of what the cost is, say it's 5 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you were to purchase every single ticket that's being sold, if you were, I had read that you would win more money than what you spent, and you'd be guaranteed winning. You would be guaranteed to win because you bought every single ticket.
Or I would buy almost every ticket, and then Sally Sue in Florida would buy one.
She buys the one remaining ticket and wins it all.
And because you're not in one of the favored states that they choose to win every time, because let me tell you right now, I'm telling you, I swear to God, I've seen the results week in, week out. I read who wins them. If you live in New Jersey, buy yourself a lottery ticket. If you live in New York, buy yourself a lottery ticket. If you live in Wisconsin, buy yourself a lottery ticket. Florida, buy yourself a lottery ticket. Now, if you live anywhere else besides those, in California, let's not forget about California. If you don't live in those 5 states I named, please don't buy a lottery ticket because you're not going to win anything. It's rigged. Those are the only people that ever win. Swear to God.
And it's always at a small retailer. It's never a big retailer that sells it.
Swear to God, it's so
always
true.
A small retailer. Like it
I don't know what if Texas it requires it, because some states require the person that won the ticket to actually be there to collect it in front of everybody. So the animosity is not there. I don't know if Texas is or not, but I think if I were in a state that allowed you to be anonymous and collect the check, I would play more. I don't play now, but I think if I would play, I would want to make sure that I'm in one of the states.
Here's the way I describe buying lottery tickets. If you have a $5 bill you don't want, toss it out the fucking window. Like, let somebody else pick it up. Like,
cash at me.
Just toss it out the window instead of give it to the
WS6.
government while they're also taxing you on everything. Like, just toss it out the window. Let someone else pick it up if you don't want it that bad.
Yeah.
But and there's also, like I said, the lottery like really annoys me. You also get those people who think they are just the funniest person ever, and like once they tell you what ticket they want, they're like, make sure it's a winner. Like, you're just like, oh, that's hilarious. I have never heard that before. That's great. Okay.
It's the same people that come up to you and they're like, oh, I guess it's not scanning, it means it's free.
Yeah, those are the same exact people.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And you know what I say to all of them, Seth? It's my ongoing joke to myself. I'm like, man, let me tell you something. I've sold a lot of winners today. I say that to them all the time just to piss them off. And they always think I'm so funny. But it's like straight up, I'm like, hey, I got you. I sold a lot of winners today. I'm going to be very rich because they all told me they were coming back to give me a piece of the pie.
Yeah, I always say something along the lines of, okay, I'll give you a winner, but you got to remember me when you win. Right.
Yep.
But if you had won, would you like to remain anonymous?
I don't care. Nobody
I don't
pays
care.
attention to it
Like,
enough to like actually go stalk you. I
I
don't feel like.
wouldn't. I would not give the money to anyone who I didn't want to. So I don't care if a million people come out of nowhere saying how they're long lost relatives, or we used to mess around in high school, or whatever the hell they might say. The kid's yours, whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it's just
Seth,
like, no.
You're not worried maybe one of your close
Seth,
friends would
listen, man.
possibly.
I got a really great
Possibly
deal for
what?
you.
Yeah.
Um, I just came in possession of a premier set of airbags, specially designed with liquid luck on the side of them. Okay, liquid luck on the side of them, and I'm only asking you for you. This is a deal of a lifetime for you specifically. I will never give this to anybody else. $5,000. I will give them to you
What kind
right
of
there.
airbags are we talking about? Like,
Amazing ones.
for a car? Does it
The
come with a management system? Like, what are we
the
talking about?
HG 9562 XTXs, actually. They're quite amazing. Go check them
That's a
out.
mouthful.
Yep. Yeah, do you need me
Yeah,
to say that
no.
again for you?
I mean, yes. Yes, I do.
The HG 9256 XTXs.
We're
Yeah.
gonna have to fact check that. I don't know if he said the right thing because I wasn't listening the first time.
Yeah.
Uh,
No,
but
but Seth, you wouldn't be worried maybe friends or family, actual, close friends or family would maybe treat you differently or think of you differently if they knew you suddenly came into
I
possession
won't
of.
treat them differently. So, like, I won't all of a sudden like someone I don't like or dislike someone I do like.
No,
I
it's not necessarily you treating them, it's them treating
care if they
you
treat
differently.
me differently. I don't
Oh,
care.
okay.
Like,
Whatever, man.
if
you want to be a kiss ass
like,
to me because
to me,
you think that's
it
gonna
will
work,
it'll weed out the real
Okay.
people. Like, it's like, okay, you're actually not somebody I want to surround myself with real friends. And if you think that you now all of a sudden have to be nice to me and I'll buy you shit, you're not a real friend.
Hey,
Like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm still talking
But-
mad to you, even if you become rich as hell.
yeah, and I'm
tomorrow.
probably gonna
Sorry.
I'm probably gonna pay off your fucking truck.
No,
Like,
I'm gonna be like,
No,
you're
like-
lucky. You didn't deserve it. You just got lucky,
yeah,
bud.
and I will
it's
be
gonna-
too. But so I'm the type of person who I enjoy buying stuff for people. Like, I
Yeah.
don't have the time to give to people, so I buy things for people when I can. Like, and so if I had that much money, I would do things for people, but only people who, I felt
have
I
invested
actually
in my
liked
life and in
and
taking
didn't
care of
immediately
me.
come after me with stuff.
Yeah.
Because get this, I know somebody who their parents are insanely rich, like insanely rich. From what I was told, about $750,000 a month is what they make.
Seth,
They,
that's a secret. Not supposed to tell anyone about me like that.
I didn't say who
Oh
they
yeah.
are,
Calm down.
but they also they live here in Nashville, by the way, or you at least used to. I don't know if they still do, but next door to Carrie Underwood, like that kind of rich.
Hey, look, it's me. I
nice.
live in Nashville now. I
And
live
so-
next to Carrie Underwood.
Yeah. So, but anyways, they're that kind of rich, and somebody went to them and asked them to buy them a house. Like, sure, they can afford it. You don't ask somebody to do that. And then other people in their group of homeschool people all started talking about them behind their back because they said no. I'm like, then they should say no. I'm not gonna buy you a house. It's crazy to me. Crazy to me. I would
know
buy
what
I would
kind
buy
of
my
house we
parents a
talking?
house. I would buy my siblings a house. I'm not gonna buy some random my kids' friends' parents a house.
Yeah. Same. You got it. You got to know me on a different level. You worked with me once. Sorry, not getting the house.
I don't get
You
it.
played basketball with me once, even for a couple seasons in high school. Sorry, you're not getting a house. You have got to have stuck through thick and thin. You
See.
haven't talked to me in 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2, 3, 4 years. You're not getting from
It's
me.
a lot of
man.
years.
Yeah, so for me, it's the people who are more likely to get something from me if I win the lottery are really close people or people I don't know at all. So if you know me but you don't really know me, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
We
That's
played
true.
Puzzles and Dragons together, Patrick.
Oh, I got you, fam.
Yeah.
But I will make one stipulation. Nothing, and I repeat, nothing that is given to you that is financial in any way can or will ever be used to purchase a certain type of merchandise that is currently on your body. You can do anything else with it. I don't care if you buy yourself a grooming kit for your underarms. Okay, you can do that. You're just not buying a bidet to clean out of your butt. It's fine, but you're not buying a cowboy anything. Okay, you can use your own personal money, but you better show me proof of purchase that you didn't
Okay.
use my money. All right, that's all my stipulation.
That's a fair stipulation. No one should ever
Yeah,
buy that stuff.
and you can tell me the same thing about my awesome team. That's way better than your team, by the way.
Not
Greatest
a bar.
quarterback of all, two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time played for him. So
Yeah, I'd argue that.
yeah. Anyways, I'm just kidding. You could do whatever you want with it. I'm not that controlling.
Yeah,
So
I don't think I
I really
would
don't
ever
care.
give people money though either.
Yeah, no.
I would pay things for them, like pay off a car, buy a house, like that kind of stuff. Buy them just
In a
a
way,
car.
you're giving them money
Like
though, because
yeah,
they can
but
just
like
sell it.
I wouldn't. Yeah, but it would be different. Like I feel like I don't know. I guess I've seen movies where like someone gives somebody a ton of money because they're close friends. Like they both are like grew up in poverty and they gave them something and then they just went stupid with it and ended up falling off or getting
Yeah,
killed or something because they don't know how to handle money. Like,
yeah. If you don't know how to manage your money and you're not wise with your money
yeah,
currently, I ain't giving you no
yeah,
money.
I don't want to see
Because
you take my
all you,
money and
yeah.
then lose my money. If you buy a scratch off ticket with my money, I swear to God.
Hey, I'm telling you, first time I ever get $1,000 from somebody, the government, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to my local come and go, and we're gonna get in there. We're gonna buy all their
Patrick,
lottery tickets. Yeah.
Patrick, Daddy Trump and Father Biden have both given you plenty of monies.
Oh, that's where all the money went. My bad. Hey, I
At
didn't
the
win. I
local
didn't win
come
the
and
money
go.
back either, sadly. But I did come and go multiple times, and still did not win my money back. So pretty salty about it. Not gonna
He's
lie.
playing the game differently than I do.
You know, scratched a lot. Fingers are numb. Did not win anything.
Damn.
He didn't use a lucky
No.
coin. I can just tell. Use
Mm,
Have
some
either of
random
y'all
quarter.
used a bidet before?
no, but I've heard it's an amazing experience. And if I were to have money and it was enough that I could do that, I might actually consider buying one.
They're actually not that expensive.
To get a real good one though, it's like quite a bit of money from what I heard.
Like
$1,200
$20. I
maybe.
can't afford that.
You got to pay for like the whole system to be installed in your house. Like it's not like to get one that has the right water pressure and it's hooked up to all your lines and everything. It costs a decent amount of money.
Oh, see, I ran a hose into my bathroom from outside.
Okay.
Yeah, it works. It works just the same way, and it was really
Mm,
cheap.
gross.
Fair enough.
Really
Gross.
messy, like super messy. So I have to keep like a lot of towels on hand next to me. But
You've got like a Sandy the squirrel helmet that you put on. And then it's just oh, I'm blurring out over here. It doesn't like what I'm saying.
you're being censored.
He's becoming
And you
one
got
with the wall.
Patrick, and he's like, "Oh, I got you."
Yeah, I think on this note is probably the time to save our viewers from, watching any more of this. So
And SpongeBob's like, I'm gonna scrub you everywhere. Perfect
I
analogy.
should just mute him, shouldn't I? Yeah, you're right.
Sorry.
Well, that's been the Talking Guys episodes 48 and 49. There was a
Uh,
continuation.
It's
So
49 and 50.
59, 59, 50, 49, 49? Yeah,
It's
49
Yeah,
and 50.
wow, you're
So this was
jumping a
actually
lot
episode
there.
50. So this is us being super excited about it.
Woo!
No, I'm saying because we never outroed for last week. So
We totally outroed for last week.
Yeah, we
What are you
did.
talking about?
Yeah, I thought we
Okay.
did.
Oh,
Why
I must have missed it.
we didn't?
I've slept since then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been a long week.
Yeah,
Must have been nice
same.
to sleep.
Yeah, it's been a real long week for me too. So
episode 50, the Talking Guys. We'll see you when we see you. So stay tuned for more content of your favorite podcast.
Hell yeah.
Or maybe it's not your favorite podcast. This is not
make it
my
your
favorite
favorite.
podcast. It's not.
It is my favorite podcast.
Whoa,
it is also the
buddy.
only podcast I watch. So whatever.
I watched like 3 or 4. So this is top 5.
I actually have
though.
2 I would like to start watching because I really like their videos and their podcast.
Really?
Anyways,
Okay, well, don't shout him out because
I'm
we
not
don't
gonna
need
shout
any
him
more
out because then
competition,
people
all right?
might go talk to him.
You can tell afterwards to me though, because
Yeah, actually, one of them I enjoy watching is called the Post
No,
Show.
what?
With the Post Show with Patrick and
All right, have a great night.